depends. On you pay for your room. That's basically there's different. As the rooms get nicer and out and nicer places get more expensive. So we're in the inside at the moment. So about £350 each. Is what we're all paying. That's your bed and your food and stuff. So that's grand. So if you don't drink, you're fine really. We don't drink that much. We do have. We'd have a couple of cocktails. So then we went to Janet and I we went to the Caribbean, and that was £450 for a balcony room each in the Caribbean, which is Caribbean is one of the cheapest places because there's so many ships and so many Americans, so they're hugely cheap. We went to Norway, that was £800 each for a balcony.
Another container ship.
Yeah, Norway is a very expensive place to go.
It looks small now, doesn't it, compared to this?
Europe is way more expensive than going somewhere like the Caribbean or Alaska. Then you have to fly out. Obviously, the cost of flying out there is much more expensive. But these are only the cruise, the actual ship prices. So we've been on balconies and we've been in hotel rooms. So I mean, there can be a big variation, but you just have to. You have to look them all. Yeah, we won $1,000. Off the next one.
The next one. So now Stephanie is going.
Stephanie, Isabel. It's all going to be in one cabin. So it's going to be it is close quarters because the cabins are small. They're much smaller than a hotel. You see how much heavy those are.
You look how heavy they are. I mean, he was.
I like the fact that he's still smoking when he's actually pulling those cables.
Yeah. It's taking two of them to pull it. So you wouldn't want to get your foot caught in there, would you?
Normal for everybody right here.
Yes, that's right.
That is quite a small ship.
Yeah, it is compared to some of them. It is
Yeah.
compared to some of them.
You can already just count. So the bottom deck is 4. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's only 12 decks. So the one I was on had 18 decks.
Yeah.
So probably only got 40.
I wonder what makes the cables flow. Is there something inside them to stop them from sinking? Huh?
In the long
Nylon.
this year.
Yeah. Said it was fewer this year. But
There are a lot
they're
fewer.
going to be bigger. Yeah. They were saying that they need to expand this.
There is a lot fewer. That's so long. They're unbelievably something so huge. I think that one has a nice drink on board. My phone, it's your phone. It's the size difference.
Look, the flag.
Bermuda, is it? Barbados.
This is waterproof.
It might be waterproof, but are you getting in there to look for it?
What did they anyway? I'm not a good swimmer.
None of us are either. Not only need waterproof, but I'm going to jump out of the water by itself.
Take the wine, isn't it?
Recently had a full retrofit in 2013.
What?
Had a retrofit in 2013.
Wow.
There it goes.
I assume that they have to pay to stay there. The ship.
Oh yeah, they have port fees. That's another reason why they tend to be more expensive in Europe, because the port fees are more. Don't forget the taxes in Europe are often higher than the taxes and things they'd have to pay in the Caribbean and on the. There you go. There's your suite. So that's would be the suite aboard that ship. That's the Royal Caribbean colours. So you can see, that's the layout. So that was just your balcony, outside statement, the ones with the windows. Those are the little ones down there, I think. And they're the internal ones. So you get your full side.
It takes a while. I would have thought it had been gone by now.
Just stand back.
They can
In
look
case
for us.
it falls, it
Yeah.
will fall here.
That's why I've got this. I've got this here.
Give me the keyboard off that one. Stand back before you start doing that.
How's the keyboard work? Does it attach to it or is it
Magnetic.
magnetic?
There's 4 magnetic points here, here,
Alright.
here. You can feel them,
Yeah.
and it just sticks there. That's all it does.
Oh, there. All gone. That's the last. Well, there's one more tied up at the very front.
Raining.
It is. I'm just wondering. I just wonder if they start swinging it, or if they just try out in turn, or what they do.
Yeah.
How we put that in there? Check it out.
There you go.
Oh! That's it.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
This might be a decent puncher. Yeah. It's a diesel, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
They'll probably be in. Will it be just about once a week now or twice a week
So
for a little while, and then they're practically,
sometimes I'll be 2 a week.
yeah, 2 or 3 a week, like that. Sometimes they come in the morning, go out in the evening. Sometimes they stay over overnight as well, and go back the next day.
actually moving backwards very slowly.
Moving backwards.
Yeah.
It's on the front though, but it's land is
Yeah, we can see it. Sorry, no, he's sitting eating his dinner. Thank you.
Can you see them in their dressing gowns?
Probably, yeah. As you
And a lonely Canadian. It's kind of moving sideways.
It is, isn't it?
Does it have to drive out backwards or does it turn around?
I would say that
It's turning around.
they turn around because what I would imagine would happen was the tugs would push them. That's what normally happens when they dock over in the little port over. The tugs actually push it. And you wonder how they'd push it though, wouldn't you? I mean, the size of them.
Yeah, but they're on the sea, you see. There's nothing underneath it.
No, not really. Yeah.
And here's the pilot.
showing the way out.
He's turning around.
Yeah. It's turning, isn't it? still is gone now.
Is it? Who's the Indians?
The place is completely poured down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
When did it close?
About 14 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's only in the last 5 years that they've poured it down.
I worked here about 30 years ago. I was in the Rome Dockyard, and that was
All right, yeah.
crazy, and doing installation over there and over there,
Yeah.
and over there too.
Well, the Indians closed it.
Yeah,
They bought it off. They bought it off the government for
pennies.
a pound or something, or a euro. I can't remember exactly. And they guaranteed that they'd keep it open for a minimum of 5 years. Within the day, they poured out. What it was, all he wanted was to get into Europe. He just wanted to get, because he was something like the top 10 richest people in the world. And all he needed was to get him out into the European market. Once he got a foot in there, he closed this. They wanted something like 2 million to keep it going. He closed this and he bought a plant out in Bulgaria. I think it was Bulgaria or Romania.
Metal, is it?
Metal, yeah.
He bought a place. I lived in Toronto now, just outside it. Steel mill over there. Was owned locally.
Yeah.
The French Arsenal Metal bought it out.
Yeah. Because that's all he wanted to do was get a foothold. And he paid something like 60 million for the plant, but he wouldn't give us 2 million to keep this going. And his daughter got married around the same time, and they spent millions on a wedding, and they was comparing it just to 2 million to keep this place open, and he wouldn't do it. He bought a place in London also at the same time for about 80 million, but he couldn't put 2 million in here to keep it going.
Just pocket change, chump change for him.
Yeah. Actually, he was looking for money back from him. He was looking for 20 million back.
Probably got a tax write-off to boot on top of that.
Yeah.
Is Whitegate still running?
Yeah, they're still going.
At the power station?
Yep.
Is that on gas still?
I'm not 100% sure of that, you know. I would imagine it is actually.
I was here when they were still doing the car ferries and
Yeah.
one or two naval vessels got built into Dockyard there.
Yeah.
That one, this naval vessel there, is it the grey?
Yeah, yes, that's where they stock them in, or that's where they anchor them.
There's nothing going on in the Dockyard these days, although I saw one of the naval vessels and there may be minor repairs.
Minor repairs, there's very little in there.
Oh, no, no heavy.
There's just a bit of refurbishment every now and again, you'll see something in there. They're just small companies in there.
I didn't fill them up and running already,
Yeah. See, what basically happened here is all the chemical companies, you see,
Yeah.
that's took over everything. Although they're not in trouble. It's just that a lot of the companies here now, their patents are running out.
Right.
So that means
No,
Has
it's
the
just stop
Pfizer
in it.
riser run
Yeah.
out yet?
what?
Has the Pfizer riser run out yet?
I think Pfizer's have now. I think theirs have patents have running out.
There'll be a lot of people into that market.
Yeah. So that's over the last few years they have the various companies here have laid off various people, you know.
NET Marino, that's changed hands here.
Sorry?
NET Marino Point, it was NET when I was.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's doing it now.
Supposed to nitrogen there in Toronto or their own. Place has changed a lot. A lot of houses around on the way in anyway. The town itself seems to be the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
I see a lot of places shut down. And
Oh,
closed.
yes, that's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Where are you from at the moment?
I'm over in Ontario, Toronto.
All right, yeah. And where are you from originally?
Originally Wexford, but I was in this area for about 3 years.
All right. Was the Fords open when you were here?
Who?
Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, they were just on the verge of closing, I think.
Yeah, and,
'cause I remember towards the very end, I had one of those 2000Es, the automatics, and a friend of mine in there was able to still get me some parts.
Yeah.
I don't think they were doing any assembly though, it was just made
Because
total parts.
Dunlops as well,
Yeah.
they all closed, then the dockyard closed.
Right.
That was
There
the
was
last. They all closed around the same time, really.
Then we done there was a couple of plants up in Little Island, FMC,
Yeah.
chemical stuff. Japanese, I think they were. Something like that. It was busy here at that time.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
place was popping, this town. That was good. Are you here long?
I nearly 30 years.
Are you? Came around the same. We were here around the same time.
Yeah.
I think the Admiral has gone and all these pubs along the way.
Well, I'm actually, we live in, in Monkstown. So
Ah,
we're across,
right.
We're just
Okay.
across the road there.
Got it. You know, very familiar with the town then?
A little bit. My daughter lives here, and my brother does, but so we're not. I know a lot of people here.
Just a bit of a turn there. You wouldn't have to take out some of those buildings over there.
Yeah.
The Irish Navy wouldn't be too impressed with that.
Although they've had their problems. They had a fire there a few years back in one of the
Oh,
buildings.
is that the one I see there? That's all blackened.
I'm not sure. I could be
If
that
you
one.
start
Yeah.
from this, I
yeah.
want to. You see one there? That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But they had a fire anyway over.
Yeah.
At some stage or other, they were actually. See, like the black one, there's the 3 buildings.
Yeah.
At some stage, I don't know, in the 1800s or something,
Yeah.
1900s, they were used as a hospital.
Yeah. Anything going on in Spike Island these days?
Tourist attraction.
Ah.
So, attraction in the summer. Their boat trips going over.
Yeah, you can't really zigzag from here over to Carrigaline or that, can you? From Cobh with a car.
Not without a. Not with you go over the ferry now. You see, it's a car ferry.
Was it? Oh.
It's a car ferry. You know when
Well,
you.
that just crossed. Oh, right.
Yeah, that crosses over into Monkstown. You know where you were saying.
That's how you came over, isn't it?
Yeah. You know you said you work at the dockyard.
Our own there, yeah.
Just beyond that.
Down near the Rin Road Hotel.
Yeah.
Is that still there?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not.
But it's a hotel that, yeah.
Yeah, just beyond that
Right.
is the car ferry, and it takes you over to Cobh. You from Cobh to Monkstown, and then you're only a few minutes in from Carrigaline.
Back in the day, I thought I'd see a cruise ship come in here.
Yeah.
Just off one of my, I was down in the Caribbean there in January for 10 days.
Well, yeah.
That was a bit bigger than this.
What was it?
It was the Princess of the Seas.
Terry. Sorry, what was the one you were on this year? Princess of the Sea? The
Oh,
Epic.
the Epic. Oh, right.
She was just there this year.
Yeah, we done a 6-island hop, so it was interesting stuff. First time doing it.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's done it a few times now.
Yeah, it's great buzz. Like.
She's done Scandinavia as well.
Yeah. We're planning to do the Mediterranean family.
So what?
Or forward, or family, or do the Mediterranean.
She's doing it again this year. She's doing it in September, I think.
Well, my wife and daughter are still back in Canada. Where I promised here, my son, he was working in France on a co-op program, so we hooked up and he goes back to university next week, the week after. Okay, I didn't say the word. So I said we'd hook up in Dublin, do a tour of the West Coast. We started in Donegal, we worked our way all the way down. What did we count today? 2,200 kilometres so far. And the crazy thing is, it probably only takes less than 5 hours to drive back up to Donegal town from here. You know, we went all the way in the Mayo, Sligo. We stayed the night in the Aran Island. In Schmore, yeah, it was great. Great fun. Are you recording all of this?
Yes.
Some of that will be on there.
Not deliberately.
Oh, zip.
That's it.
YouTube.
So if you have any secrets, don't say them.
None.
But
If you need anything recorded for the guards,
but it's a nice trip though, isn't it? The roads aren't.
Well, they've started this Wild Atlantic Way. It was great for us, but a lot of roads are small. I wonder what it's going to be like in the height of the summer season when you get convoys of cars behind tour buses.
They really carry.
Yeah.
They have it now so that coaches only go one way.
did you go by Dundalk?
No, we drove straight up, went out the N3, up through Cavan and into Enniskillen and then into Donegal. Get out of here.
Because they used to have problems with the coaches going.
Like that? Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
There's
Yeah.
no places to overtake the season. You meet somebody and you know, overtake. So,
You know, it's a great road trip. You know, they have a well signposted, but as I said, come the summer, because it's been advertised heavily in Canada and the US. All right, get
Where's your next call in?
Going back to where I was from, so.
My parents are in Gorey, or Tower Hill, just outside Gorey. So we're going to visit with them for a day or two. And then my wife's parents are in Dublin, then we fly back to Heathrow on Wednesday. So, we're about done now. You know, the driving is.
You're doing all the driving.
Yeah.
Well, it's shift, and you know,
Yeah.
I think you have to be 25 to have
I mean, I
insurance as
love
well.
it, and I then
Because
totally.
that's something when I was up, getting everybody the automatic. The only thing is to make it up as well, they all had to be engines as well. They all had the 4 litres.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't different. Gear shift.
No way for
Just
No,
if I hear you say,
but when you're on some of those wacky roads in the west, I'd much rather have a gear than the automatics. Because you wait for that to kick in. And, you know, whereas with the gear, you have more control over the car. Highways, different. Yeah, yeah. Really? You gotta be careful with that.
on these motorways, I felt as though I had no control. All I was doing was steer.
Yeah, in this place.
Because it is a really popular area, it's not a sort of place where people like really dark.
So I've seen a whole pile of different ships come in here over the year. You still get courtesy calls from other navies, like,
Occasionally,
yeah,
they used to go on.
that's right, yeah.
Still amazing.
I was here back in the
I've been rushing to
Oh, yeah.
years.
When I was here, we had a big US flyer. Stayed up there to go back to Portland. Well, I remember we were in the Cobh Harbour there with on board the ship. 3 Dutch submarines came up. They were just the back shaped like whales coming up the lee there. Oh, yeah. Really?
What happened before pot or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
pot of them, and orcas. And the bulk of them stayed up there, and there was 3 young ones.
Just like, my experience, freestyle,
And
just because they do those things. And they're yeah.
jumping in the air.
When did this happen? You haven't been back since, has it?
No, it happened, but they stayed in the yard.
You probably cleaned it. Was there mackerel going on at the time? Yeah.
They stayed in the yard. They all went out, they met, they
Yeah.
came in, part of the harbour for a while, turned around, went out. Great excitement.
I remember it used to be big mackerel runs here, so.
Still getting it.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Because we'd be up to town and we'd just have a bucket in the water and put it on the mackerel.
Still exactly the same.
You chase the sprat in the other little small.
Exactly the same. You see him here. You, so many,
I don't know.